And we are at Campland with a very happy doggy. And Campland is located in San Diego, California, right on Mission Bay. Campland is huge. It's over 40 acres. There's over 500 sites here. Lots of weekenders that come here, but also lots of full-timers. The rule on full-timing is interesting. So the city of San Diego, you can stay here 90 days, and then you have to leave for 1 day to reset, and then you can come back. So a lot of the full-timers, that's what they do. They leave for a night, or like maybe get their RV serviced or go to a hotel or whatever, and then come back. And then during the summer, they can't stay here for the monthly rate. Apparently, I don't really know all the details, but a lot of them go to another RV park like a mile away. So it's just really interesting to stay here long term and just meet people that have been living here, and they're kind of the insiders and like know all the cool local spots and the good takeout nearby. So it's been a really great experience from us for that aspect, and just to have a community in San Diego here, even though it's only been a month and a half. I feel like we've met some really great campers that we'll like have great relationships with moving forward. So this is my favorite time of day here. The sun set about 10 minutes ago, and now you're starting to get all the colors like the yellows, oranges, reds, purples, pinks that come through. We've enjoyed like many just amazingly beautiful sunsets here, and I really couldn't ask to be in a better spot than January of 2021 during a pandemic than being a few feet from the beach in a place where we can kind of like confine to our own trailer and not really have to be around people if we don't want to. Especially right now at Campland, there are rules in place where you can only stay here if you are an essential worker, or if you're staying long term, if you're doing like a monthly lease. Campland's also just conveniently located to everything. SeaWorld is just a couple miles away, Fiesta Island Dog Park, and also just Fiesta Island in general. Fiesta Island, you can have bonfires on the beach. Dogs are allowed on the whole island. Fiesta Island Dog Park actually has like a 2-mile loop that we've been walking our dog at most days, and he absolutely loves it. And you're conveniently close to, like, there's a Trader Joe's just on the street, there's a grocery store, there's tons of takeout options, lots of really good tacos nearby, and everything is like a mile drive. Pacific Beach, I mean, we're in Pacific Beach basically, but like Mission Boulevard is just a few minutes, maybe like an 8-minute drive, so you have access to everything there. And the Pacific Ocean is like a 10-minute drive away. So this is like the best location in San Diego. But yeah, this has been such a wonderful experience for us, and I think we'll definitely be coming back to Campland. So this is site M8 at Campland, and it is a seasonal long-term site. So it's a full hookup site too. You come over here and you can see that we've got a fire pit. It's kind of by the walkway, but it's actually a really good location, so it's not like near our trailer. And we are against the fence. We do have a spot behind us here. And it does come with a picnic table at our site as well. It's pretty large. This is our neighbor's site behind us. They just put the picnic table behind their rig. Before they were here, it was just kind of empty. And they have a fire pit back here. We have our neighbor's paddle boards behind our rig right now. But I'll go to the other side and show you how the hookup is. You can see it's a pretty big site. It is paved all the way through. It's level, and it has a lot of sun, especially in the afternoon. So this is the other side of our site, and you can see it has sewage right here. We've got water, electricity. My shadows are gonna get in the way a little bit. We've got our neighbor's scooters over here. Some of our neighbor's stuff, they had to move out for a day, so we had them just move some of their stuff to our site. Here's our hookups here, and you can see the back of the site. That is where the rig behind us has their little seating area. And then we have a fence right here for a little bit of privacy. And this is what our site looks like at night. And it's pretty dark in the RV park. Obviously, we have our own lights. But because it's so empty due to COVID, it gets a little dark, but it is really quiet. So I describe the Wi-Fi at our site as spotty at best. We're not near a router right here, but if you are near routers, like at the laundry area, it actually is pretty decent. Walking through the park here, our site is just like a few steps from the water, like a 1-minute walk. And we pretty much do this walk like 4 times a day. It's wonderful being right by the water. This is the beach here at Campland. So I'm on the beach right now. So it's also on the east side of the campground. So if you're staying on the east side, you'll be closer to the actual swimming beach. There's a little swimming area, and then also you can launch your boats right here if you have like a paddleboard or a small kayak or something. If not, there is a boat ramp further down. If you have a larger boat that, I don't know what type of boat you might have, but there is a boat ramp if you brought your boat here. And the beach has fire pits. There's 3 of them on the beach. So you can gather your friends around, in non-COVID times of course, and have a nice big bonfire. This is the M bathroom, which is probably the bathroom closest to our site. It has a men's and women's, also a cook machine, and showers to wash off after the beach. This is the women's restroom that is closest to our site. It's M, and it's really clean. There are 4 sinks, paper towel holder, mirror, soap obviously. Another mirror over here with a little makeup shelf. 4 stalls, and I'll take you in one. Pretty standard toilet stalls. There's a full-length mirror. And then if you walk over to this side, it's the shower section. There's also, come over here. There's also like a little, changing area first. So here's the shower. There's a ledge in there so you can put your shampoo and whatnot. And then it's really tight in here, but there's a little changing bench down here. And then they're redoing this bathroom, but the other bathrooms have another little sink area outside of the showers with a counter to do makeup. But obviously this one's getting redone right now. I've been in a few of the bathrooms here at Campland, and they've all been just meticulously clean, which is awesome. I'm sure having less people at the park and probably not as many people using the bathrooms is helping that, but yeah, they are like super clean. I would have no qualms about using them or showering or really like any type of issues with cleanliness. Campland is so massive that there are signs telling you which way to go. Campland has 2 pools and 2 hot tubs. This pool is actually a deep pool. It goes to 8 feet. And when you come down the ramp here, now the hot tub is closed because COVID, of course, but this other pool down here is open. And this one's a little bit more shallow, I think. It's like 3.5 feet to, I believe, 5 feet on that one, 5.5 feet. And then there's another hot tub up here. And there's a larger hot tub up on top that wraps around a little bit. There's also a bunch of tables and chairs and umbrellas, so you can just hang out by the pool. And there are showers at the entrance of the pool to wash off before you get in the pool. So this is the cantina area. You can see normally it would have a lot of tables outside here. Right now it is closed because it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, but they do serve a few food items, and then they have beer and alcohol and cocktails and things like that.
So you don't need to say, but I'm happy that I'll put it up here.
Perfect. Oh, nice. Thank you. This is the outdoor seating area at the cantina. This is the COVID style outdoor seating area. And then this is the Cantina, which is open for drinks and a couple food items, but is carry-out only. Coming back over from the west side, the market and office separate the east and the west side, and there's also a big fountain. This is the Campland market, which has a lot of essentials, either like RV essentials you may have forgotten, or food, beer, wine, ice, coffee, things like that. But then they also have a lot of Campland hoodies, t-shirts, and other Campland goodies. This is Central Park, and it is a large area for recreation. It is actually closed right now due to COVID, but in normal times there'd be like organized games where people can hang out or picnic, and there's concerts here at the stage, and lots of stuff going on in this area during non-COVID times. And here's a view of the yard from the other side by the stage. So Campland does have a game room, but as you can guess, it's closed due to COVID. My husband said when he was here as a kid, this was like the coolest spot because obviously there's a lot of arcade games and this is where all the kids hung out. But I'll try to kind of go in. You can see there's just a bunch of video games. Outside of the game room, there are ping pong tables, but you have to provide your own ball and paddles, but they are open. This is the Campland study area, and what it's made for is for either, I guess, adults who are working like me, or for kids to have a better internet connection for virtual learning. There's a lot of tables set up in here, and then each one has its own outlet, and the internet is really fast here, so I'm guessing they put a router right here. There's a boat ramp here to get into Mission Bay, and you can also rent jet skis, bikes, kayaks, aqua bikes. I've seen pontoon boats being rented here, so lots of water activities. And this is the dog park at Campland. This is the dog park at Campland. It's a pretty good space. There's a lot of trees and shade in here, plus there's room to roam, there's some grass. There's even a little water station for dogs. And there's bags so you can pick up after your dog and come around here. It also has a great view of the bay from the dog park. The dog park has bags so you can clean up after your dog. And it's right here on the bay. It's a beautiful view. Lots of shade, some grassy areas, and there's even a bench to sit on for your humans to sit on. There are a few spots here. This is an H section that back up to the dog park. And then on this side of the dog park, this is section F, where a few spots back up to the dog park in F as well. This is Huff and Puff Park, which is also the playground. And it's currently closed due to COVID, of course. But you can see there's play equipment, swings, tables, chairs, umbrellas, and a nice grassy area to hang out at the park. Plus, it's all fenced in. Here's another view of the park and the play equipment. And I'm standing in site A29 right now, so if you're at A29, you literally are right against the park here. This is the Amphitheater, and it is closed for COVID as well, but this is near G section. Towards the front of the park, near the exit, there are Horseshoe Pits, and they're closed right now because of COVID, of course, but it would be super fun to have a horseshoe tournament here in non-COVID times. This is the basketball court, which is closed due to COVID. Also, There is a shuttle bus that Campland provides, like quick rides to downtown San Diego and Pacific Beach and places, but it is closed due to COVID too, surprise, surprise. And then there's a skate park, and this is Friendly Bowl, the skateboard park. It is closed due to COVID. I feel like I'm a broken record saying that. Here is what it looks like. So you can skateboard here and have fun at the Friendly Bowl. There's a gym here at Campland, really close to the pool, but it's been closed due to COVID. This is the laundry room, and it's quite large, as you can see. There's a lot of washers, a lot of dryers, some Speed Queen washers and Speed Queen dryers. There's a large folding table area here, a sink. There's also some books that you can borrow. There's a change machine over there, and then laundry detergent is available in the gift shop. And the price is about like $3 for the washers, and then the dryers are 15 minutes per quarter for the small dryers, or 12 minutes per 50 cents for the large dryers. There's also a lot of front load washers. And you can pay with your phone with the Pay Range app. Campland has propane for sale, and it's actually like a really good price for propane around here in Southern California. And there's also air available if you need it. So these sites along the corner here, we're at like P1, P2, P3, I think they go to like P8. They're right on the bay. They have the best view. You literally are just like right here. P3 or P2 probably provides the best sunset at all of Campland, but you can see they're all right here on the water. Walking around here, some of these sites that are a little bit smaller, they're against the inlet here. So you have like Q2, Q3, and so on. They do back up to water, but not the bay, just this inlet, and they are a little bit smaller, but have access to picnic tables and fire pits, and are full hookup sites. This is site L38, and the site across from it too, I don't know if that's like L1. They have their own kind of like picnic area with AstroTurf and brick pavers and nicer fire pits, but they're also right here on the bay. They have a bay view, but these sites come with access to the pavilion on the water here, so it is reserved for the waterfront sites. And there's a few waterfront sites along the way. This is the K row, and it is all pull-through spots, and it's totally paved. And you can see this is K1, which is one of the nicer sites against the water that has one of the little pavilions too at the beach. And these are all full hookups. This is site M4, which is currently empty, but it's another long-term site in between two other rigs. But you can see it's fully paved. Some of the long-term sites have more dirt in the middle. I actually prefer the fully paved because it doesn't get as dirty at your site and there's not as much dust running around. This is section H, which a lot of these spots are against the bay, and the spots here in the middle are all pull through. And this is the J row, which is full hookups. The first row has the nice spot by the beach and it's fully paved. The rest of them are half paved, but they do back up to the central park area, the big recreation lawn. This section is the I section, and it is large spots, but there are no hookups. However, you have a very good view of the bay here, and you're just off the boat ramp. These spots are in section G. This is G13 right now, and they are not full hookup. They look like they're electric and water only, but they do back up to a grassy area, and then they're very close to the park and the playground. This is section A, which is against the park and also against the main road. And then it has a bathroom here, which has a dump station, because a lot of these sites here in A and B, they do not have full hookups. The A sites don't have a full hookup, they just have water and electric. So the sink behind A can be coming really handy to wash dishes. This is the A bathrooms. And then walking around to the front of the bathrooms in the A building, the A section, there is a dump station for your RV. Buildings A and F have dump stations, so you can hit them on the way in or the way out. This is the fenced-in deluxe RV spot with its own hot tub and view of the bay, and then also a little entertainment area. This section here at the end of our row, actually, of where our camper is, this is all extra parking right now, and then there's like camper and boat storage back there. And if your truck or car doesn't fit at your spot, a lot of people tend to park here. There's also a parking lot in between the laundry room, which is over there, and the game room right here. Because Campland is a little bit empty right now due to COVID, there's a lot of parking if you need an extra space here. You can see there's a boat parked here. There's even RV spots. I imagine when Campland's full, this is probably not accessible, but right now, I definitely know that like we have neighbors parking here and using it as extra spaces. They say it doesn't rain in San Diego very much, but it's raining today. Just kind of a little bit. It actually stormed and thundered and lightning earlier, which is awesome. But we kind of have those nice clear skies coming eventually in about 2 hours. So this is what Campland looks like in the rain, which is just not very common here. And it's a little wet. Our site's pretty level. Some of the sites have a little bit of water in them, especially like this is the L row where they have the gravel in the middle or the dirt in the middle. It gets a little bit more moisture, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much like what you'd expect from a campground. I especially like coming here at low tide because all of the birds come to feed. And there's like beautiful loons and ducks and birds that I don't even know what they are, pelicans and seagulls and things like that. So it's just really cool to come watch them. All right, so one of the funnier things is when we were like a month into living in our RV, we said we would never stay in an RV park that was like a parking lot. Fast forward to like month 6 and in the middle of COVID, we changed our opinion. So Campland was something that I swore I would never do. It's a big resort, there's 500 spots, but actually it's ended up being like a savior to us. It's been, first of all, really convenient, but also we've met like really cool neighbors here in the long-term spots, and it's just been such a great place for us to kind of rest for 45 days. We were constantly moving. We were going like every 5 days, we were moving somewhere. So it gives us a spot, especially during the holidays, just to stay put. And my job's getting really busy, so it allowed me to just kind of like focus on work for a month without having to worry about where are we going, what roads are we taking, is it going to be bumpy, are we going to, you know, whatever the case may be, is the campground going to be closed due to COVID. So it's funny how you never say never, but we've very much enjoyed staying at Campland, and even though it is like an RV resort that you park in, my dad calls it that we're not camping, we're just parking, but it was exactly what we needed during this time.